Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Now celebrating 17 years of broadcasting success, here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again, both for our radio audience here in Mississippi at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com, as well as our online audience tuning in thanks to iHeartRadio and Amazon Music Podcast. Glad you all could be with us as well. I've been seeing you guys talk about esports, and you may not think I know a whole lot about it, and you're probably right. But what I do have for you is a very special guest that knows a whole lot more than I do. I think I don't have to tell a lot of our online audience that esports have definitely burst into the mainstream in recent years, becoming a viable professional pursuit and central form of entertainment for hundreds of millions around the world. Was just reading an article on Yahoo Finance today about the impact it's been able to have even during the pandemic. Joining us now to discuss what's next in esports, we're excited to welcome Naz Aletaha to our program. Naz is the head of global esports partnerships, and Naz is going to make me seem a whole lot smarter when it comes to esports and what's next. Naz, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate it.
It's so great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Naz, we could not have timed this better. Like I said, I was just reading this great article today, literally, in Yahoo Finance about the boom in esports and, of course, what it's had as an impact on all of us, especially since the pandemic. But what has it been like for you, Naz, to see how esports has really evolved over the past decade, and why do you think it's resonating with so many people, Naz?
Well, the last decade has been completely transformative for esports. Esports started as this very niche, very nascent industry where competitors in esports events really could only do so as a hobby. And what you've seen over the last 10 years is this evolution into really a major sport that can stand its own, alongside any other sport out there. You see League of Legends esports, which we launched in 2011, who's grown to become the world's largest esport. And similar to traditional sports, we sell out iconic stadiums like Staples Center and Madison Square Garden. You see star athletes, rising from our ecosystem. You see hundreds of millions of fans tuning in week and week out. And you see us attracting really top-tier, best-in-class sponsors who, have long histories of supporting the biggest and best sports and entertainment properties. And they're coming in and supporting League of Legends esports and Valorant esports in the same ways that they do those other properties, which I think is really incredible and a huge testament to the strength of the sport to date and the future potential of it.
Yeah, and I think that is so interesting, and especially now with what we're dealing with since 2020. Naz, how did the industry respond to the challenges posed from the pandemic? It seems like it only expanded the growth, but what did the industry do in response to COVID?
What we did was very quickly pivot, away from hosting live events in arenas in front of a live audience, and essentially having all of our pro teams there together competing. We were able to transition to online play. And, at the core to our world is the fact that esports and gaming is online, right? Like, we are a digital sport. And so that pivot was far more seamless, I think, or say I know, than other sports, had. And so our pro athletes were able to continue to compete in, games, but they were able to do so online from the safety of their homes. And same thing went for all of our broadcast teams who are producing those shows week in and week out. They were able to essentially stand up virtual control rooms all around the world to continue to be able to work on our shows remotely. And we were able to, through all that, culminate our season last year with our most watched World Championships to date in October. So, it was an adjustment. We had to adapt, but we were thankful that we were able to do so quickly and relatively seamlessly and continue to deliver the sport to, the millions of fans all around the world, which I think was extra important, essentially more important last year when everyone was at home. And I think,
Right.
sports really have a tendency to bring people together. So it was important to us to do that.
And as we see the world opening up now this year, Naz, it seems like you all are looking, you were talking about, of course, that pivot to online, more online. It seems like you all are going into offline this year, right, when it comes to the event in Iceland?
That's right. We are headed to Iceland for 2 of our major global esports events. They'll be back-to-back, so both on the League of Legends side and on the Valorant side. It'll be the first international event in 2021 for both esports, and we're really excited to take it on the road. It won't be in front of a live audience. There's still some health and safety precautions we want to make sure are in place,
right.
Because of COVID. But we're very excited to be able to have the top teams from all around the world be able to come to Iceland and compete to showcase essentially who is the best, in League of Legends and in Valorant, at that halfway point in the season.
And there's one thing I noticed in prepping for this, and even Yahoo Finance pointed this out today, this is not just Gen Z anymore. You have these major partnerships that are happening with companies like Verizon. I saw other interviews you've talked about that. How have those sponsorship deals, how has that really impacted esports and where it can go in the future?
We've seen such an incredible influx of support and investment from major brands. Verizon is a wonderful example. Verizon is a best-in-class technology and communications brand. They have so much expertise, and we're a sport that's run on technology. So to have partners like that come in and lend us their expertise to continue to build the sport, to continue to elevate our fans' experience with the sport, whether that's their experience at a live event itself when we do have fans in a live event, whether it's their online viewing experience, or otherwise. I think, we're really grateful to our partners for the support that they give us. And also just, we think that it's just a huge validation, I think, to the popularity of esports, to the reach of esports, the relevance of it, and just to the future growth potential overall.
Yeah, I know there's going to be a lot more to come. Again, to everyone, Naz Aletaha has been our guest. And Naz is not only, of course, the head of global esports partnerships, but also business development at Riot Games. I want you guys to go to lolesports.com. Again, lolesports.com for more information about what's to come. And Naz, thank you so much for the time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. It was great talking to you.
Same here, Naz. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying, as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. Now let's go make today amazing. Take care.